Yo! Welcome back to some good old Revival Gaming. This is some round 2 commentary with your host, the wonderful, the one of a kind, the one and only 918. This is my second time actually getting into commentator booth today. I was for those who caught the stream from today, this is being recorded a little later. This match was actually supposed to be on stream, but Gold was running the stream and did not want to play on stream, and honestly, I don't blame him. That kind of sucks. So, but that being said, I heard it ended up being a pretty interesting, tight set, so I'm really curious to see. It's between Endgame on the all-time Midgard Summer, which is is that Norse? That's pretty cool. That's a cool alt name. Versus Goldmason on the top. Without further ado, I'm looking forward to seeing what these two have brought. So let's get it. Alright, T-Tar, most commonly in the game. Gold opting to make the Skarmory switch, pretty good, easy switch turn 1, as Endgame reveals that their Tar is physical with a nice Earthquake. Milo is now the response from Endgame, as Skarm gets up a Spike, but fearing the Magneton, or maybe just not wanting Milo to do much, Gold pulls back the Blissey. Now we have a little Blissey on Blissey action. And Gold fires off an Ice Beam, which does a negligible amount of damage, as Endgame's Blissey goes for T-Wave and catches Skarmory on the switch. Magneton's going to make a reappearance, but Gold, playing around the Mag, switches back to Blissey. It's a good heads-up double. Magneton revealing Protect. That will be interesting. Usually Protect with lefties is pretty good, but Protect is also good for scouting Choice Band moves. Blissey firing off another Ice Beam on the switch. Oh, 47% of the crit on T-Tar. That's pretty relevant. T-Tar also, of note, not gaining leftovers here, so you're going to be looking at 11. Oh, no. Massive Focus Punch. That is Choice Band. Oof. Swampert will fire off an EQ, but Milo does not really care about EQ. It's Milo. And we'll also recover back to full. So now we're looking at a more defensive team from Endgame here. Gold looks like a bit more of a standard TSS so far. Blissey opting for Thunderbolt here. That's interesting. That puts some good pressure on Milo. If it's Calm Mind too, that can really put Milo in some dire straits if Toxic misses. Skarm coming back in here, maybe going to Spike again, or maybe do some phasing with some Roar action. Nope. Nice double to Blissey instead, getting a little more chip on Magneton, which is of note not gaining leftovers. Milo being the answer to Blissey, and Gold calling it out with another Thunderbolt. That is a solid 35%, and will force a recover. How will Blissey capitalize? By Thunderbolting again. I wonder what Gold's last move is. Is it Toxic? Is it Calm Mind? It's Calm Mind. Okay. Calm Mind Blissey, it's pretty good into Milo, and with Mag getting chipped the way that it is, you know, it's definitely looking a bit scary. At some point, I feel like Endgame's going to have to go to their own Blissey and force it out that way, which it can do pretty easily because, you know, Toxic. Gold at this point sneaking Skarmory back in, predicting the switch, or maybe just done with doing this song and dance. Can't say I blame him. Magneton will go in for the trap, and Skarmory will unfortunately full para, and Magneton will pick up the KO. Alright, Charizard's now coming in. Okay, maybe this is like a Big 5 Charizard structure from Gold. Not too bad. Unfortunately, there is a Milo, and Milo completely shuts down Charizard. Even with the sub, I mean, this hidden power is going to do, yeah, about 30%. About a third. You can go for the crit here if you so choose. Milo will have to click recover. And there it is. Gold opting to switch instead to Blissey. No shame there, because now you can't just kind of Calm Mind and click Thunderbolt again and try to start this little song and dance. But this is looking tough. I'm curious to see how Gold is going to break Endgame's strong Milo Bliss core here. It's looking a little tough given the single layer of spikes, and oh well, 57% in the paralysis will do wonders actually. Now that I think about it, that's pretty good. And here comes Dugtrio. Interesting. On soft boiled. How much is it taking? Okay, so EQ will not KO. Toxic will KO it though, but this is definitely, I would say, a favorable trade for Endgame here. Blissey will go down to Toxic Chip. I'm curious to see how that... Well, yeah, that allows Milo to kind of sit on this team a little bit. T-Tar's also being sacked here, so... And Magneton comes in. That's threatening like, status or HP Grass, but Gold is not falling for it, and will just take his KO where it clearly is, and force Milo back out here. Now, with Marvel Scale up, Milo, I think, eats this EQ pretty easily, yeah. Marvel Scale proving to be a stupid ability, and it's what makes Milo so annoying to deal with. And there's Refresh, so Milo's kind of back in business. You can click Recover here, or Toxic, or something else. Going for Recover, that's the right play, as Jirachi makes an appearance for Gold. Depending on the Jirachi set here, this might, this can just win right now. If this is like a sub-call mindset, it just straight up wins. But that's a body slam that gets a nice full para. You gotta love Jirachi. And there's Dynamic Punch. This is a Mixed Rachi. Okay. Mixed Rachi is gonna prove to be quite interesting here, because now Milo, the only thing it can do is just surf it down. However, Jirachi can just fish for paras and other nonsense as Jirachi tends to do. And it has, I have to imagine, HP Grass was revealed earlier. It's running Dynamic Punch, which means not running HP Fighting. And yeah, HP Grass is going to do a solid 33%. And now if you're Gold, you're in a pretty good position to just sit here and do exactly this. Fish for full paras and crits. And it looks like Gold is being rewarded so far. Milo will get a recover off there and will keep this one going. But yeah, no, this is a pretty dire situation if you're Endgame. Oh, there's another full para. I think that's going to wrap it up here, because there's no one move that Arrow can lock into that can deal with both Jirachi and Charizard. Yeah, unless this is the rare sub-Leechy Arrow, which is possible, but... Nope, it's not looking like it. Charizard will be able to sit back here and click HP Grass till the cows come home. And yeah, that's going to be it. 1 and a 2, and it'll probably be another 2 hits before the end of this one, but this one's all wrapped up. Yeah. That's all she wrote, folks. That's game 1 for you. And we're just going to go through the motions here. Yep, and there it is. Okay, cool. That was a solid game 1. Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, that Mixed Rachi put in the work, showing off why Dynamic Punch is such a high-risk yet high-reward move. Gotta love it. But without further ado, let's go on to game 2. We will switch our viewpoints for consistency, and let's get it. Uh-oh, it's Medicham. Medicham versus Tyranitar, very much favoring the Medicham. And focus. A punch! Oh! You know, if I had a nickel for every time hang on. If I had a nickel for every time I was on stream today and someone threw out a focus punch from a superbly strong physical attacker that resulted in a crit and an OHKO on a Salamence, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but man, that's crazy that happened twice, huh? Holy moly. Alright, anyway. Starmie is now in as the answer, and that will force Medicham out as Hydro comes out onto Snorlax. Snorlax taking a solid 30% there, not bad. And we'll go for EQ, trying to catch Tar, but instead it whiffs into a Skarmory. Endgame making the double to T-Tar and catching a Magneton. Interesting. And it goes for Rock Slide to the T-Tar as Magneton doubles out to Suicune. Now that Suicune took a lot of damage from that Rock Slide, so that's going to be something to watch here. As Blissey is the response to Suicune, but nah, we don't like that matchup, so we're going to go to Metagross instead on the Blissey, as Blissey says, nah, I don't like you being fast, take a T-Wave. And Metagross just says, I'm a blow up. Alright, cool. That's its main goal, after all. And then act like it doesn't know anybody. This will allow Magneton to get the trap on Metagross. This is really clearing the way for that Medicham. That thing looks scary. Brick Break is awesome and all, but Medicham is Medicham. Skarmory, gonna get Brick Break, take 35% for its troubles. That's not bad chip, but uh-oh. 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 Magneton getting the trap off. This is looking to be a bit of dire straits here. Oh, T-Tar proving to be faster than the Magneton. That is a slow Magneton. Wow. Okay. Double Let to Blissey, sacking the Bliss. A bit dangerous because of the Suicune and all, but hey, you know what? It might just give you the out, because here comes Starmie. And the Death Star is in orbit. As Snorlax comes in here. This is looking to be, it's getting down to the wire here. Hydro Pump, oh, doing a solid 32%. Uh-oh, Gold predicting the T-Tar switch there. Uh-oh, Starmie is in a real position to cause some problems here. Snorlax going down. Suicune's the answer. You know that last model's got to be real weak to Starmie if Suicune's your answer. T-Bolt. Oh, Suicune lived, but not really because Sand exists. And the last is Salamence. Oh no, this is the Death Star moment. Yeah. Starmie proven to be one of those Pokemon that really can just win the game. And you kind of just have to deal with it sometimes. We love Starmie. Oh man, that was a quick game too. Alright. That got really scary there for a moment. That Medicham looked like in a pretty good position, but Starmie's out here. That's my goat right there. I love Starmie. That's going to force a Game 3, and I'm really excited. I love it when a game goes to Game 3, so this is going to be fun. Here we go. For all the marbles, Game 3. Endgame on Bomb, Gold on top. T-Tar on Jolteon. Oh my, yeah, Jolteon was no business with this. As Tar goes for AP, that is a mixed Tar. You got to be respecting Fire Blast there, as Fire Blast instead decides to go wide left. Or, I guess on this side of the screen, wide right. But the second one sure hits. 65% to Skarm. I don't know if that's worth the second layer of spikes, but hey, it's not bad. And a third Fire Blast, this time connecting with a T-Tar from Endgame, followed by a Brick Break. Yeah, that checks out. T-Tar living. This is a very favorable situation for Mixtar here. And then HP Grass on the potential Rock Resist switch instead of catching Gengar. I don't know if Gengar's strong enough to pick it up from that range, unless it's HP Grass, which it is. Okay. HP Grass usually means Fire Punch with Wow and Boom. But we'll see what else it means. Here's the Rock Resisted Swampert. Coming in on the Blissey Ice Beam, and now whiffing an Earthquake on a Scarp switch. Zapdos, full team reveal for Endgame here. We got a double elect Jolt Spikes team. Always fun. Zapdos is going to T-Wave the Skarmory, but actually it's Blissey because Gold did not want to eat a T-Bolt, potential T-Bolt, with his Skarmory. Can't say it level. Skarm is now the answer. Probably going to get its third layer, and will take a T-Bolt for its troubles and freaking die. Rip Skarmory. This is looking interesting, because that Blissey's looking tough. Gengar with the focus. Punch! Catching that 1% T-Tar. Hey, that's still good. That's a big roadblock. That Mixtar was causing problems. Now Aerodactyl is in for Gold. Probably looking for a nice little Rock Slide. Unfortunately, Swampert exists and literally does not care. Uh-oh. Focus. Punch! Another Focus Punch coming out. It's all 30 to Skarm. Probably some form of off-pert. Ooh, Toxic catching the Zapdos on the switch. That's a nice heads-up play. Put some pressure on that Zapdos, and then doubles out to Blissey, which does not mind taking a T-Bolt, T-Wave, you name it. Whatever Zapdos has, Blissey does not care. Oh, and it's Drill Peck. It's a mix Zapdos. Okay. That did a solid amount. Unfortunately, without a crit here, Blissey can, and probably will, just soft-boiled. Yeah, and now this T-Tar has to kind of predict the switch here. Uh-oh. That's probably the best move to predict the switch right there. Focus. Punch! Solid 53% from the most likely BKC Tar. Let's see, yeah, and then Surf. Oh! Nailing Gengar on the switch, probably predicting an Earthquake. But yeah, no, the water move is probably a little more free against this team, so a bit unfortunate. And Zapdos will get the revenge with Hidden Power Grass. However, this Blissey is no longer statused and is now in on Zapdos. Zapdos is in mortal danger here. That T-Wave is nice and all, but oh no, Blissey's gonna soft-boiled here instead. Checks out too. Keep yourself healthy. Drill Peck doing 32, Ice Beam doing 26, and getting the KO. Probably does a little more than 32% to be honest. Blissey. Ice Beam. Yep. T-Tar not choosing to focus all of its energy into one single punch, instead going for a nice Rock Slide. Not too bad of a play, to be honest. Skarmory will Toxic the T-Tar and then freaking explode for its troubles. Thank you, Rock Slide. Skillful crit. Very skillful. However, this T-Tar is now Toxic. That is a Mixment's last for gold. This is a danger because Swampert is 100% in HP Grass range right now. But instead, Jolteon's going to take it. This Jolteon probably has HP Ice. If Zapdos has HP Grass, it would not surprise me at all if this thing has HP Ice. Arrow forcing the Speed Tie here. That's interesting. But I guess if you're trying to bring in Blissey safely, this is the right way to do it. Blissey's in a pretty dominant spot as long as it doesn't get caught with off-pert Focus Punches. Unless this Jolteon has that. Roar. Roar is going to prove to be quite problematic. This Jolteon will not be able to muscle its way through the entire team as Blissey just straight up exists. But it can put immense pressure with Roar and then this off-pert in the back. Blissey opting to Ice Beam. It gets a skillful Freeze. Oof. Bad time for a Freeze. That just bailed gold out of a pretty tough position right here. Blissey probably going to... not soft-boiled, yeah. This is a Bolt Beam. I wouldn't have Seismic Toss. Swampert forced to EQ. It is faster than the Blissey, which means we could get some Focus Punch soft-boiled shenanigans here. Oh, or just a skillful crit from Swampert. Oof. Yeesh. This is coming down to the wire. This is going to come down to freeze turns. If Jolteon stays frozen here or not. Yeah, HP Grass will pick it up, and here we go. This is all the money right here. Does Jolteon remain frozen? It does. That is the game, folks. Freeze. It is a powerful status effect. But yeah, that was a down to the wire game 3. Holy moly. Tight run series, very close games. But a good one from both players. That was a good showing. That was a lot of fun to record. Kind of wish this one was on stream for everyone to see. Oh my goodness, that would have been a great stream game for some live reactions. But hey, a little post never hurt nobody, right? Thank you all for watching. I hope you all had a great time. Please stay tuned for more Revival content that will be uploaded soon at some point. As round 3 probably kicks off, or it's probably ongoing by the time this is released. But if you like the content, please remember to subscribe to the channel. More will always be posted. But until then, see you guys next time. This is 918, logging off. Later.